You have the hunger. That's the most important thing.
I'm definitely hungry.
Pixar's most recent film, Luca, was a success on so many levels. 1.57 billion minutes were streamed the first week it was released, making the most popular film on any streaming service that week. If that translated to ticket sales at the cinema, it would have been a smash hit. But outside of its streaming and monetary success, I feel that Luca was just a charming story with so many great characters, a beautiful story world, a great score. But to me, its greatest success was how much thought and detail and genuine curiosity was put into the relationship between the two main characters and revealing what they provide for each other. Hello everyone, I'm Jacob and I'm a senior story analyst with Slated. And today we're going to be talking about relationship central scripts. When writing a relationship central story, whether you're writing about a deep friendship or a romance or family and adoption, or even an intense business partnership, it's super important to consider the following question. What do these characters provide for each other emotionally that makes them an obvious match? This almost guarantees that the story will have dramatic stakes that feel relevant. What does character 1 provide character 2 that no other person in existence does, and vice versa? And if you truly deeply know the answer to this question, it can make writing a whole lot easier. It could help you structure out the traumatic all is lost moment, as well as the character arcs and climax of your script. Unfortunately, a lot of the scripts that I come across, even in the romance genre, don't answer this question completely. Instead, they rely on physical attraction alone, or they don't even answer the question in any way whatsoever. And as a result, the central relationship in the script risks feeling a little less genuine. But when it's clear what both characters provide to each other and what's at stake if they were to split up in some way, then everything really starts feeling a lot more dramatic and emotional and significant throughout. So let's quickly look at how Luca accomplished this in a brilliant way, and then take a look at a couple more examples afterwards. The film is about a young and curious sea monster named Luca who is warned never to go to the surface by his protective parents. But after he meets Alberto, another young sea monster out on his own, he starts to break out of his shell and discover all the amazing things the surface world has to offer, despite the local town's deadly fear of sea monsters. What makes the script really work and likely brings a lot of viewers to tears is how it creates a believable sense of adoration and friendship between Luca and Alberto. Now there's some debate whether or not this is supposed to be an LGBT story, but regardless, the writers didn't just say these are the only two young boy characters in the story, of course they naturally become friends. Instead, they dive into these characters deeply so that their friendship is full of beauty and causality. For Luca, having someone in his life to encourage him to explore the curiosities of the world beyond is something he never had before. Someone to help him open up rather than plunge further away from the world. Alberto gives Luca the confidence and push that Luca has secretly been needing his whole life, whether he knew it or not. Now, answering this question, what do these characters provide emotionally for each other, is a two-way street. Like any good relationship, things should be mutual, and Luca provides Alberto with the same level of support that Alberto provides Luca, just in a different way. After his father left him and never returned, Alberto seems desperate to have someone close to him that accepts him for who he is and will stay by his side. Subtext and visual indicators reveal that Alberto is scared of being left alone again and rejected from being who he is. This makes Luca's eagerness to travel the world with him introduce light into the internal darkness and pain and give him a new sense of security. And better yet, it makes the all is lost moment of the script cut so much deeper. Near the end of the second act, Alberto grows jealous of the attention Luca gives to a human female and reveals himself to her as a sea monster. He expects Luca to reveal his true identity as well, but instead, Luca betrays Alberto and pretends to be terrified.
Sea monster!
And this moment hits hard, not only because of betrayal of friendship and a secret bond that holds these two together, but also because Alberto, for the second time of his life, is being betrayed by the person he loves most, leaving Alberto alone and an outcast. Because the emotional reasons they were drawn to each other in the first place were so clearly established in the first act and the second act, these structural beats feel so much more relevant. Just look at how these YouTubers react to the betrayal.
Oh my god! Just missed that.
And the overall result is, instead of this movie just being about a general friendship or a fear of getting caught, it becomes about how people who care for each other recognize the important role they play in the other person's life, and how they'll sacrifice their own needs to fulfill that role. Any writer who answers this question about what drives the relationship emotionally between these two characters is much better set up to evoke a realistic sense of love or bonding and advance the theme and make story beats so much more emotional. Just to really drive this point home, let's quickly look at two more examples of scripts that achieve this really well.
You're dating my daughter?
Now, who would have thought that would be worse news?
In Something's Gotta Give, the relationship between Harry and Erica isn't just about physical interaction. In fact, Harry is much more interested in younger women. But where the heart of the story stems from is that after her divorce, Erica feels incapable of being loved or loving again. And when Harry shows interest in her, her whole outlook on herself is challenged, making for a conflict-rich internal arc within the larger relationship. Similar to Luca, when Erica feels betrayed by him, her new sense of self-confidence comes crashing down in a very emotional all is lost moment.
I felt something with you that I never really knew existed. Do you know what that's like after a 20-year marriage?
On the flip side, Harry learns how much more powerful an attraction of intellect and emotions can be over dating women just for their youthful looks.
I'm in love. For the first time in my life.
Now this even works in television scripts. In the hit sitcom The Office, Michael Scott goes through a number of girlfriends and lovers, some more likable than others. But one character stood out in the crowd and proved herself as genuinely perfect for Michael, and that's Holly Flax. It wasn't because she was his type or kind of cool, but because in multiple seasons of Michael trying to be funny and loved and appreciated by people, she seems to be the only person in his life that appreciates his sense of humor. But on top of this, Holly was one of the only people in Michael's life that could do the impossible. She gently helped him mature and grow in every episode they shared. And because their relationship is so deep and genuine, it would even be painful for viewers to watch these two characters lose that beautiful connection if they were forced apart once again. These two were written and made for each other, and that's impossible not to feel when you watch it. And that clear understanding of the relationship and the stakes led to perhaps the only way viewers could tolerate saying goodbye to the beloved character of Michael Scott. They could witness him share the one thing he's wanted his whole life that no one else could provide. Sometimes writers feel that character relationships are separate from the story and the plot, or a character that's a love interest or a friend could just rely on archetypes because that's what viewers understand. But in scripts where the relationship is the heart of the story, boldly communicating what's gained and what's at stake for both of the characters in the relationship can do wonders for the major structural beats and overall conflict. For a protagonist, finding that one person that provides them with something internal they've never had before is one of the most significant developments in their life. So it's usually worth highlighting that specific significance in the story rather than relying on something surfaced or undefined. And whether you're dealing with two young sea monsters hiding a big secret, or a romance that defies age and corporate's HR policies, the more a writer understands what sparks the attraction between two characters, the easier it is to showcase some genuine, thematically resonant, and emotionally memorable on-screen relationships. I hope you enjoyed that last video, and if you'd like our team at Slated to review your script, you can check out the link in the description, learn all about Slated's patented 3-reader script analysis, and if you like screenwriting or film finance content like this, don't forget to subscribe. Until next time, happy writing.